Are lightning lanes at Disney World actually worth it, or is it just another ploy from Disney to try to get your hard-earned money? If you are planning a trip to Disney World, you have probably asked yourself that exact question. And after using lightning lanes on multiple family vacations, I can tell you this. For most families, lightning lanes are definitely worth it, but maybe not for every park or for every family. So let's talk about it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here at Main Street Mommy, we like to talk all about Disney World planning, tips and tricks to help make your family vacation the best it could possibly be. So go ahead and hit that red subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. So today we are tackling one of the most debated Disney World topics: lightning lanes, and whether they are worth it for your family or not. The main thing that you want to think about with lightning lanes is whether it makes sense for your family to spend that money or whether it might be better to just hold off. And we will get into all of those different scenarios where I think it might not be worth it or where it's definitely worth it. So first, just a quick refresher that Lightning Lane Multipass is Disney World's skip the line service so that you don't have to wait in those crazy long lines, although you do have to keep in mind that even with lightning lanes, there can still be a slight line depending on the ride, time of day, how busy it is. So yes, you are skipping the whole big line, but don't expect yourself to just always walk straight onto every single ride that you have a lightning lane for. So that is the multi-pass. And then they also have the single pass lightning lanes, which are for the really popular rides that you do have to actually pay extra for. And so those are also kind of the things that we'll talk about, whether it's worth it to spend the even extra money to get those single pass lightning lanes. And the big question is always going to be whether the time you save is worth the money that it costs. And for my family, the answer is usually yes, it is worth the money. And here is why. The biggest reason is time. When you're already spending thousands of dollars on your Disney World vacation, your park time is incredibly valuable. Standing in line for an hour or more for multiple attractions can eat up a huge chunk of your day. With lightning lanes, we're able to experience more attractions, we get to take more breaks, and we generally have a less stressful day. And if you're traveling with young kids, the benefits are even bigger because we all know kids get tired, they get hungry, they get hot, and they also get impatient with waiting in lines. If you're going during a high peak time, especially if it's really hot, those super long lines can make the difference between a magical day and maybe like a very meltdown, stressful day, which isn't always fun. Another reason why I like them, and this is honestly kind of controversial because a lot of people hate the fact that they have to be on their phones all day, getting new lightning lanes, trying to figure out where it is. But honestly, I think that that gives you some flexibility with the lightning lanes because you can actually look, especially if you're not doing park hopper, if you really do have the whole day in one park, you can really look at the times available and say, you know what, let's put that ride a little bit later because we want to be able to take a break. We want to have lunch here. We want to have a snack. We want to get into some shops. Maybe we'll hit some rides if they have a really low wait time in between that. But I kind of like the flexibility to be able to plan your time out. And now sometimes that can't happen. If you're going during a really busy time, sometimes you only can get what you can get. And I do see how that can be a little annoying when you're on this side of the park and the only available time slot is 20 minutes from now and you have to race over there. And I do understand that that can be very stressful. But at the same time, without Lightning Lane, you might not even be able to get on that ride over there because it has over an hour wait. So I do still feel that it is worth it in that respect. If you're going during a very busy time, it does make it a little bit more difficult, but it usually does allow you to be able to get on those big rides that you really want to get on. And with that being said, that doesn't always mean that lightning lanes are the greatest value for every family in every park. Some people completely skip lightning lanes for Animal Kingdom because there aren't really that many rides, especially if you have younger kids. some people might feel that it's not even really worth it because you don't always need to have lightning lanes for like shows and things like that. My family always gets them because Animal Kingdom tends to be the lowest priced option because they don't have that many rides. So for us, it makes sense to get it because we want to get on that safari without any lines. We want to be able to have that good seat in the Nemo show. Sometimes they'll let you in early if you have lightning lane to be able to sit in like a really good spot. That doesn't always happen. Like that didn't happen for us for the Lion King show. You just kind of, it's like a free-for-all for that. But for the Nemo show, they let you in a different area and you actually get to sit a little bit closer to the stage. Same thing with the Frozen show in Hollywood Studios. With the lightning lane, you kind of get a better seat because they let people in with the lightning lanes first, and you kind of go down the aisle and they let you stop in the middle. They don't make you go all the way down to the other end. So if you have the lightning lanes, you go to the middle and then the other people kind of come in and fill in those spots. So sometimes I do think even the shows are worth it for the lightning lanes. That's just how my family feels with lightning lanes in general. But if your family does need to budget a little bit more, you can always use early entry and rope drop as a way to get a little bit lesser crowds and lower wait times, especially on those bigger rides. So that is always an option as well, is to do that and then just kind of get on whatever you can get on for the rest of the day if you don't want to buy the lightning lanes. So it might make sense for your family, especially if you're a family that enjoys those bigger rides, the ones that use the lightning lane single passes. You might want to just purchase the single passes for those bigger rides, do a rope drop, get in early and get all the smaller rides done, and then you'll have your single passes for those bigger rides and wind up saving a little bit of money because then you're not spending money on multi-pass plus the single pass ones. So are lightning lanes worth it? For most families, especially families going for the first time, especially families with young children, or anyone trying to maximize a limited number of park days, my answer is always going to be yes. They won't magically eliminate every single wait because some rides don't even offer lightning lanes. So if you want to get into a ride or a show that doesn't offer lightning lanes, you're still going to have to wait in those lines. It also doesn't make Disney any cheaper. But in my mind, time is money, especially when we're talking about Disney World. Spending the money to have more time to do other things is worth it to me. And that's how my family feels about it. I know a lot of other families feel that way as well. I'm already spending this amount of money, so a little bit more to make life a little bit easier for my family is always going to be worth it for us. If your goal is really trying to get as much done as you possibly can on your trip, then lightning lanes are always going to be worth it. So I would love to hear from you. Let me know down in the comments if you always get lightning lanes no matter what, or if you have a strategy like that you like to use where sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Or are you the type of person or family that never gets lightning lanes? I'd love to hear your experiences and what you like to do on your Disney trips. And if this video helped you out in any way, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos coming your way, and until next time.